is claiming that Blake Lively and her team are bullying her literally just because she took a video of Blake Lively at the 1928 hotel in Waco, Texas. Pretty good evidence that this is actually.
Davidson and Stuart Albertson say Justin's getting more than he needs.
No, I gave the win to Baldoni. I mean, I think Lively got a few things that she wanted, but if I was on the Lively side and listening to and looking at what their arguments were, I wouldn't feel good about this. I'd feel like we kind of lost the battle. Whereas on Baldoni's side, I'd be like, we had to give up a couple things that we don't care about, but by and large, we got what we wanted.
I were staying at Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas this weekend. Blake Lively and her team were staying there as well after South by Southwest in Austin on Friday night. We found this out from all the hotel staff. Ended up recording her coming into the hotel lobby. We were just hanging out, people watching. Her team caught wind of this, I believe. Maybe saw me recording her on the security camera.
In Hollywood, a startling scandal is developing. According to reports, a well-known influencer posted stunning hotel footage of Blake Lively accusing her of abuse and acting impolitely.
A regular person. I'm not a TikToker. I don't do YouTube. I don't have X or Twitter or whatever it's called. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have WhatsApp. I have an Instagram, but it was purely just for fun. I like to take and edit pictures with my phone. I'm not a photographer. I'm not any of that. So I'm literally just a regular person with a real life. And this is just, obviously blown up so much that I never expected it to. Again, I don't know why race is coming into this at all.
Yes, that's correct. What began as just another Hollywood feud has developed into a full-fledged spectacle with shocking turns and ulterior motives. But is there more going on here? Are we seeing a straightforward court case or something much more planned? Prepare yourselves as we are dissecting the most significant scandal now roiling Hollywood.
Content creator made several very long videos explaining what went down and then made a truncated version. I'm going to share the truncated version. She was staying at a hotel out after South by Southwest that it turns out Blake Lively was also staying at. She was waiting in the lobby, took a quick video of Blake Lively, and then as it turns out, she says she was followed by Blake Lively when she was checking out to her car. Blake Lively got her attention and filmed her. That wasn't even the weird part. Afterwards, she started getting troll messages from people that she believes were from Blake Lively's nanny, amongst other people.
You see Blake Lively? Mm-hmm. Oh, God. As you can see, or barely see, y'all made a big deal over nothing. Like I said, this video was very insignificant. It's 18 seconds. It's her walking in, looking up, admiring the hotel. You can clearly tell it's her and her voice, and her face if you do the work. And then she walks over, notices us, puts up her hand, and asks to grab a hat. And that's all that's on video.
Okay, let's start with the hotel footage that has gone viral on the internet. The video was taken at Hotel 1928, where a young woman and her mother were staying like many other guests. They were just hanging out in the lobby when they noticed Blake Lively and her team entering the hotel, excited by the unexpected sighting. The girl casually began filming, as many fans do when they see a celebrity, but Blake quickly objected to being filmed, and what transpired next was nothing short of unsettling, according to the girl. In addition to asking that the young woman cease recording, witnesses claimed that Lively's crew, including her security guards, violently approached her. The girl also claimed that Lively's team followed and threatened her around the hotel, making her feel dangerous.
Okay, couple comments like this, giving myself 60 seconds, short version, let's go. My mom and I were staying at Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas this weekend. Blake Lively and her team were staying there as well after South by Southwest in Austin on Friday night. We found this out from all the hotel staff. Ended up recording her coming into the hotel lobby. We were just hanging out, people watching. Her team caught wind of this, I believe. Maybe saw me recording her on the security camera, did not like this. Thought maybe I recorded something they didn't want out there, didn't want me to see, whatever. Next morning, we kind of were being followed by her security guard a little bit on the way out, checking out of the hotel. Blake Lively herself comes out, starts recording us, says hi to get us to look up at her, circles our car, gets the car information, license plates, all that. Online harassment started the next day. Her lawyer, her social media person, her nanny were looking at my stories. They ended up making troll accounts, and someone called me fat. Long versions are on here if you want them.
Additionally, the girl later claimed that Blake's team not only harassed her in person but also mistreated her on social media, utilizing their influence to portray her as the bad guy in the issue.
You remember I shared with you all earlier this month that the head of the agency that represents the Princess of Evidence-less and her husband, Ari Emanuel, had a lot of smack to talk about Justin Baldoni, who used to be represented by Ari Emanuel's WME, William Morris Endeavor, before he was dropped. And yes, Baldoni alleges in his lawsuit that Blake Hurd's husband, the very popular Deadpool actor, put pressure on the agency that used to represent him.
Now there is a great deal of disagreement on the internet. Some people are furious, claiming that this is just another instance of Hollywood elites using their influence to silence regular people, while others are vehemently supporting Blake, claiming that celebrities have a right to privacy and that recording someone without their consent is wrong. However, one thing is for sure, this controversy isn't going away anytime soon.
Allegedly, B and her team are online bullying this girl. This girl's name is Kate, and she made a bunch of videos about her experience with this situation. But get this, allegedly, Blake herself is the one that went outside to record them leaving. So since this was like a little mini vacation for her and her mom, she hadn't posted much like during her stay. But when she got back home, she posted this to her story. Followed by this story, she says, I think the security camera caught me recording her while we were camped out on the couch. And peep her IG bio called Fat by Khaleesi and her Dragons 31025. We'll get to that. So after she had posted these two stories, the first view that she got that she didn't recognize was this person. And this person stuck out to her because it says that they're a hotel GM. Lo and behold, after she did some research, Karen Chris is the hotel manager for Hotel 1928. She didn't tag them in the stories. And after some thinking and digging, she thinks the biggest issue they have with her recording Blake, she herself said that she definitely saw nannies with the children. It wasn't Blake with the children because she was off doing press. We've all heard the whole like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds don't use nannies for their 4 children, and I've heard before that this is a lie, but for some reason they want to be praised for this.
Since the girl at the center of the scandal isn't a well-known influencer, internet investigators have been able to identify her and find that she is just a regular person who got caught up in a Hollywood whirlpool.
Claiming that Blake Lively and her team are bullying her literally just because she took a video of Blake Lively at the 1928 hotel in Waco, Texas. Now, I am going to say all of this is alleged since I don't know this for fact, but she has some pretty good evidence that this is actually going on, so let's talk about it. When I tell you if this is crazy and this evidence that she has is actually insane, wait till you see this. Now, there's only one thing that I'm questioning to deal with this whole thing, and you can let me know what you think. But essentially what happened is this girl was at the Hotel 1928 that Blake Lively was staying at this past weekend at the premiere of A Simple Favor. She hung out in the lobby, waited to see if she could see anything, saw Blake Lively, took a video of her. Apparently Blake Lively was on crutches at the time, and then a few minutes later, her kids came in with an alleged nanny. And as Kay has pointed out, and that we know that Blake and Ryan have alleged that they do not use any type of nannies. But that may actually be incorrect, and I'll show you why in a second. And this may be why they are going after her so harshly. Now, when this girl and her mom were leaving the hotel, Blake Lively's security guard and Blake Lively came out recording them allegedly on Blake Lively's phone, talking to them, recording their car, getting their license plate, assuming it was because she was recording Blake Lively in the hotel lobby and the security camera caught her recording Blake.
She asserts that Blake Lively's team not only confronted her in the hotel lobby, but also went out of their way to make her feel threatened by following her around and making sure she knew she had crossed an unwritten line. According to her, this was about power, intimidation, and control, not just Blake Lively's dislike of being filmed.
No. So I basically had like an unplugged weekend on our trip. So I did not post any stories. I posted like one story of my mom at lunch, not at the hotel, like off site, but had not posted anything about the hotel, nothing. So they found my information somehow. I just don't know how exactly. Was it the license plate? Was it the hotel? I mean, those are really the only two options I can think of. But if anybody else has any other ideas, definitely let me know.
Even more alarming, the girl claims that the abuse continued online, with Blake's crew using their power to disparage and misrepresent her. The narrative: According to certain stories, Blake has previously reacted in this manner when taken by surprise in public.
Had posted this to her story. And then oddly enough, a view on that story was Keisha Evans. Look at that, Keisha is a nanny, and Kate said this, she looked like one of the nannies taking care of Blake Lively's children. Another person who viewed her stories was Molly Sage. However, she couldn't take a screenshot of this because Molly then blocked her right away after going and viewing all her stories. So Kate had her friend check, and apparently Blake follows Molly. And it looks like Molly is actually Blake's social media person. She helps with her social media. And then Kate posted this selfie. She had just put hashtag Team Justin Forever. But then it was really odd because she was getting views from someone Team Justin Forever. The hashtag she used, and then she got this random account. So she would block these accounts because she had a feeling it was Blake's team just wanting to view her stuff. And they were doing so in a way by using her words. And another person who viewed her stories and then blocked her right away was this person. For some reason it says user 250, but this woman's name is Ezra. And Ezra Hudson is an attorney for Blake Lively in the legal battle between Lively and Justin Baldoni. Kate decided to repost the selfie she had deleted. Basically said she's over Blake and her team, they can make fun of her or whatever, but she's gonna post whatever she wants. After posting the selfie, one of the views she got was from this account, Fat and Not Fabulous. Like they were doing with the whole Team Justin Baldoni, they're literally doing it to send her a message, allegedly. She blocks them, and then she got another view from this account with 0 followers, 0 whatever, called Mommy Vacay something. So this to her story saying, the lengths they're going, it was a mom-daughter trip, and yes, I was married on November 11th, 2023. Do they not realize these accounts can be traced back to them? Also, this account that viewed her blocked moi. Kate wrote, is this their exit from harassment? But they weren't done yet because this was the last troll account that she saw viewing her story that she thinks is them. Fat and Not Fabulous 2.0. That's crazy.
If these claims are accurate, it could fundamentally alter how the public views one of Hollywood's most adored characters. Is this an overreaction by a celebrity seeking seclusion, or is it a deeper pattern of behavior that is finally being revealed?
The Blake Lively hate campaign fueled by mommy sleuths. The death of Me Too and embrace of patriarchal ideals isn't coming from politics. It's Coming from Women Online by Stephanie McNeil, March 14th, 2025. Last weekend, Blake Lively appeared at South by Southwest to premiere her new film, Another Simple Favor. It wasn't a particularly noteworthy event. Lively walked the red carpet, took photos with fans, attended the screening, and participated in a Q&A. Well, I would say that it's noteworthy to the extent that it was her first real live appearance since all of this nonsense came out. The event marked the first press event Lively had done since December, when she filed a legal complaint and eventually a lawsuit against her former co-star Justin Baldoni, alleging he harassed her on the set of their film It Ends With Us. Lively also alleged that faced with the possibility of his career being impacted by her claims, Baldoni and a crisis PR team he hired waged a misogynistic smear campaign against Lively using the power of the internet. Baldoni soon countersued, and the pair kicked off an exhausting and protracted war against each other. Despite the drama surrounding the case, Lively's appearance at the festival ultimately was pretty standard stuff. That is, unless you have been obsessively watching videos from the bevy of mostly women content creators who have declared themselves experts in the 37-year-old star's legal battle.
In an unexpected legal action, according to recently made public documents, Blake Lively has formally asked the court to keep some private communications sealed, particularly text exchanges with Taylor Swift. In order to prevent these texts from being used as evidence in the lawsuit, Blake's legal team requested in a motion that the judge grant a protection order.
News in the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit. They were in court today, and we have a new ruling. This ruling has to do with the protective order that Blake Lively has asked the judge to grant, basically to keep all of her texts and stuff secret, especially the ones between her and Taylor Swift. So will we ever see the text between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift? That is the question. But essentially what the judge has decided is that he has modified the order to state that information may be marked AEO only if it's disclosed as highly likely to cause significant business, commercial, financial, or privacy injury. AEO means attorney's eyes only. So what exactly does this mean in someone that is not in the law field?
Why is it the key query? According to legal experts, these texts might include delicate conversations regarding the scandal's possible damage control tactics, or even behind-the-scenes information that hasn't been made public yet. Liz acknowledged the request but said that the sensitivity of the papers being sought for discovery and the complexity of the issues at hand will determine the ultimate decision.
They want to get this under the AEO terms. They have to go get it approved, and it has to fit in one of these 5 things: trade secrets, confidential business plans, marketing plans, other confidential matters for clients other than parties in this dispute, security measures taken by the parties and third parties, medical info of parties and third parties, highly personal and intimate info about parties, third parties, other than info directly relevant to the truth, falsity of allegations related to this case. Any other matter restricted as confidential by law.
This surprising legal development, Hollywood is keeping a close eye on this, and whenever a scandal of this size occurs, celebrities don't remain silent. In this instance, the reactions have been coming in quickly. Let's start by discussing Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, who is known for his witty and sardonic social media presence. Ryan has been unusually quiet about the entire situation, and some fans think that his silence is a calculated move. Others speculate that he may be handling the fallout behind the scenes.
In the writer's strike, all the biggest 5 talk show hosts did a podcast together. They called it Strike Force 5. And guess who the co-presenting sponsor of the podcast was? Mint Mobile. And who's the celebrity that owns Mint Mobile? Guess who do all the promotion for Mint Mobile? Ryan Reynolds.
For the final time on this final show, go to mintmobile.com/strikeforce to learn how you can get Mint Unlimited for $15 a month for a limited time. And back to you, knowingly talented and disturbingly generous sons of bitches.
That's the great Ryan Reynolds.
You know what? If that guy were here right now.
You know, it was always been.
And guess who was also a guest at the show, presenting Mint Mobile and making so many commercials for Mint Mobile in the show? Ryan Reynolds.
What?
No, this isn't the, no, I'm not reading the legal. I'm still here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Reynolds has joined us.
Wait, I'm sorry. Ryan, have you been doing all these these ads live during our podcast?
Yes, of course. Anything for Strike Force 5.
Okay, so this is speculation, but I do think that probably Ryan Reynolds gave them a call and be like, hey, dudes, don't poke fun of this. This is not funny to me or my wife or whatever. He doesn't want that attention. And I think it's pretty obvious that there has been talks around this, and there is a reason why they're not mentioning it, because it would be the most obvious thing for them to talk about. They always poke fun at these things. Remember how much they were joking about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case? So for no one to touch upon this, it's really suspicious to me.
On the other hand, Taylor Swift, an actress and Blake's close friend, quietly expressed her support on Instagram with the enigmatic statement, "Always stand by those who stand by you." Could this be a reference to Blake? Chrissy Teigen, who never holds back when expressing her thoughts, left a message on Twitter. Even though she didn't name-drop anyone, fans are certain that she was referring to Blake. Even Blake's former co-stars, like Liam Neeson from Gossip Girl, have been questioned about the controversy, but Leighton has remained silent. According to some insiders, their off-screen relationship wasn't as cordial as it appeared on the show. Could this be another hint?
Basically told the parties to follow the rules here. There was initially, it was an idea of let's come up with a protective order by March 11th. But it seems what the judge has said is more specifically, be careful of the out-of-court statements that you make because you don't want to materially prejudice a case. You don't want to taint a...
Years Hollywood sweetheart Blake Lively has always been seen as elegant and scandal-free, but let's take a moment to consider whether that image has ever had any flaws.
Lively and Ryan Reynolds' publicist is asking to be dropped from Justin Baldoni's lawsuit. Weeks after Justin filed a defamation complaint against his It Ends With Us co-star Blake and her husband Ryan in response to her sexual harassment and retaliation lawsuit against him, and named their publicist Leslie Sloan as a co-defendant, the Vision PR owner filed a motion on February 20th to dismiss his countersuit. According to documents obtained by E! News, in the $400 million lawsuit, Justin alleges that Leslie propagated malicious stories portraying him as a sexual predator and orchestrated a smear campaign against him at Blake's direction. However, the publicist's attorney alleges in a February 20th motion to dismiss the lawsuit obtained by E! News that there's no basis for such accusations, and that Leslie was dragged into the legal battle as a smoke and mirrors exercise to distract from Blake's accusations of sexual harassment and retaliation.
According to insiders, Blake has allegedly had tense interactions on film sets. A former assistant from one of her blockbuster films claims that Blake had a strict and controlling attitude that annoyed some people. Additionally, some fashion designers have made references to difficulties working with Blake. One well-known stylist who worked with Blake once posted, "Sometimes beauty is only skin deep," which fans assumed was directed at her.
People don't speak up, and granted, we know what we're getting into when we get into that world or dip our toe in that world. But, in my mind, I was like, if you can't be real when you're on a movie set, or say, like, if it's Blake Lively, if you can't let your guard down there when you're surrounded by, people that you're doing your craft, like, you should be able to be real. And if you're acting like that in that position, and she was a producer on the film, and she was just surrounded by, all these businessmen, and she's very powerful, and like sitting and listening to her lunches and stuff. It was just surprising to me that at her level of fame and power and everything else, that she would even have the headspace to think, I'm going to call this girl down and rattle her cage.
Even while these allegations never really took off, might this most recent scandal be the validation of a secret about Blake's character?
Know how much she needs to be in control of everything she does.
I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled.
So yeah, it makes sense. We also need to talk about this outfit, because what is this? She showed up in this like raincoat looking latex thing with another outfit underneath that she revealed later for the drama, of course, just Blake being Blake. And someone said her hair is giving trying to look innocent Amber Heard vibes, and I kind of can't unsee that now. And I'm also just getting so tired of seeing this plastered on fake smile of hers. Like, it looks painful, and I'm concerned that this woman doesn't have a soul. Now, some people were actually speculating about fans being planted in the audience, including Lori Feig, wife of director Paul Feig, who was pictured in the crowd directly behind Blake, which is actually kind of odd.
I love you so much. Yes, how are you?
Some people think this could have been a coincidence and she was just there supporting Blake, while others think that this is incredibly embarrassing on Lori and Paul's part, and this was a blatant attempt to make Blake look better in front of her, quote, fan.
What does this mean for Blake Lively's career now that the hotel footage is public and causing a stir on social media? Although scandal is nothing new in Hollywood, some public relations experts think Blake may need to personally address the accusations or risk losing endorsements and future roles in a time when accountability is crucial.
4 sort of quadrants that they agreed upon: trade secrets, security measures, medical information. None of that seemed that problematic, but it was this last one: highly personal and intimate information about third parties. Highly personal, intimate information about parties other than information directly relevant to the truth or falsity of any allegation in the complaints in this case.
These are the 4 quadrants that they decided upon: medical information, trade secrets, and security measures. None of that appeared to be particularly problematic, but this final piece of extremely private and intimate information about third parties, aside from material directly related to the veracity or untruth of any accusation in the complaints in this case, was extremely private and intimate.
It is problematic and annoying, potentially for both parties, but I think here is Justin is the one who needs information from Blake more than Blake needs information from Justin. So I think he's more impacted by this order. Just to kind of set the stage a little bit, what happens, when somebody goes to court, when they can't resolve their dispute, they surrender it to a court system, judge or jury, to be decided. And these are public forums. So everything that's said in court or filed in court is generally public record.
The influencer may face legal ramifications if the tape was collected without consent, according to legal experts. However, if the accusations are confirmed, it could lead to additional people coming forward with their own stories. Will Blake's almost flawless reputation come to an end as a result of this, or will Hollywood support her? This scandal is just one of many that repeatedly highlight the toxic nature of the entertainment industry. We have witnessed celebrities fall from grace as a result of their behind-the-scenes behavior. And now that Blake Lively and Justin Balleny are under protective law, many are wondering why some details are being kept secret. According to Under Wraps reports, important documents and evidence have been designated as attorney's eyes only, which raises serious questions about transparency. If justice is being served, why would the public be denied access to vital information? Is this just another instance of the Hollywood elites evading responsibility?
The kicker, attorney eyes only, is the order. So meaning that if Blake Lively produces some text messages with herself or about a third party and over to Justin's side, she can designate it as being highly personal and intimate. And that means that Justin cannot see that document. Only his attorney can see it. And I've spoken out against these rules because it interferes with the attorney-client relationship. If I, as an attorney, are representing you and I now obtain what I think is really powerful evidence, but I can't share it with you, I can just say, hey, Andy, great news. I got this smoking gun. And you're going to be, what is it? Oh, I can't tell you about it. I can't even show it to you. Of course, how can I not share it with you? You're my client. I have a duty to you, and you know more than I do about the facts. And now you could be like, oh, if I saw that message, this would then unlock all this other information or inconsistencies, but I can't share it with you. It's totally screwed up. Interferes with the attorney-client relationship. And the other thing that I've spoken out about these orders is who says that attorneys are so much more trustworthy than clients? We just go read the news, there's a lot of attorneys who've gotten into trouble for all kinds of horrible stuff. Why is it that we're saying, oh, we can trust an attorney with this information, but we can't trust the client, the party who has not had these problems with violating the law? So I hate the order. I understand the reason for protection, but I think this goes way too far. And, look, both sides will survive. They'll deal with it. If there's something that's designated improperly and it's really not that confidential, they'll take it back to the court. They'll strip off this protection.
What do you think about the accusations against Blake Lively? Or do you think this is just another instance of cancel culture going too far? Should the public have more access to the details of this legal battle? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at Hollywood's most recent scandal, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more shocking celebrity news. The real question is how many more hidden scandals are hiding beneath the surface, and when do fans start demanding real accountability instead of just apologies?